Welcome into Bama Central 3 and Out, everyone, with Joey Blackwell and Tony Sukalas. I'm Katie Wyndham. And, it was another day, another part of the Jimbo Saban dispute kind of came to light yesterday with an On3 report that Texas A&M had petitioned the SEC to kind of take some stricter sanctions, I guess, on Nick Saban, asking for a public apology just as the start, and then maybe a fine and suspension. Of course, nothing has really come of that. But guys, we're still a couple months away from that matchup between Alabama and Texas A&M on October 8th. So when do y'all think this dispute between Alabama and Texas A&M is going to die down?
Well, I think you just said it yourself, October 8th. I mean, we might not be the ones asking the questions, but there are definitely going to be members of the media at SEC Media Days. They're going to bring it up between Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher. It'll probably die down a couple of weeks after that, but then Lord knows in the couple of weeks leading up to the October 8th game, there's going to be a lot of talk about, a lot of flashback moments back to this summer and this spat between the two of them. Hopefully the two will be able to settle it on the gridiron on October 8th, and then we can all just move on, and put this whole matter to bed. But at the same time, with the On3 report, one of the sentence that sticks out to me from it is they said that Coach Saban's, statement is false, beneath the dignity of the SEC, and corrosive to the fabric of sportsmanship in college football, which is, those are some pretty bold words coming from Texas A&M. And it seems that this issue, and unfortunately, I know everybody is, beating a dead horse at this point, but I don't think it's an issue that's going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, on a small scale, just with the general spat between Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher from recent weeks, I think that might be settled during the season. But I think A&M and Alabama, their rivalry is going to heat up a little bit, and I think that especially with NIL, I think that Texas A&M is going to be a factor moving forward, and I think you might see more and more between the two schools, because I think that it's become a rivalry, kind of like the way that Alabama LSU was, where I think it could be one of those not necessarily a rivalry games that you think of, but the players I think are going to start to view it as a rivalry. I think that these two schools are going to compete for the West title. And so I think you might get some back and forth because just the general, competition between the two coaches. So I'm excited about it. Actually, I think it's kind of fun to see, Nick Saban go back and forth with a notable coach inside the division. I think it'll make our jobs a little bit easier as well. So I'm excited about the game, but I'm also excited about this rivalry moving forward.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Tony, that I do kind of think this initial dispute has died down. They've both kind of made public statements, but once this next recruiting cycle really gets going again, the class they're signing, this issue of NIL and stuff like that is not going to go away. And the competition on the field is not going to either, as long as Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher are both the head coaches at their respective schools. But Joey, like you said, we'll have SEC Media Days in July. The season kicks off in August. And then, of course, the game is in October. And we'll have it all covered here on Bama Central. And that'll wrap it up for today's 3 and Out. Thanks for watching.